Over the last couple of days, we've been talking about what observability for the new shape of software looks like from the outside. Now, we get to go inside Honeycomb Engineering and show you what it actually takes to build our new shape of software and how we're building together with our partners. We built our Canvas agent on top of AWS Bedrock Agent Core, and we learned a lot in the process. One of our engineering leaders is now going to walk you through what that architecture looks like, what we've leveraged, and what we think you and your teams can take from it. I'm excited to bring in one of our staff software engineers, Moses, for him to share more about that.
Thanks, Matthew. I want to start with a question that a lot of engineers are sitting with right now. When you build an AI agent, what do you actually have to build yourself? And what should you use off the shelf? That question drove a lot of our architecture decisions when we built Canvas. Canvas is Honeycomb's AI workspace, lets engineers ask questions about their production data in natural language, follow investigative threads across multiple queries, and collaborate on debugging with their team. Sounds simple, but the implementation is not. When you build a product like Canvas, you're not just building a chat interface, you're managing state across multi turn conversations, you're keeping context alive across sessions, you're running code on behalf of users inside a secure boundary, you're handling memory in a way that's safe and useful. And you need to do all that reliably at scale for engineering teams who are debugging production incidents at a time when they have zero tolerance for flaky infrastructure. We chose to build on AWS Bedrock Agent Core for specific reasons. The first, session isolation. Every Canvas session runs in its own isolated context. When an engineer opens Canvas and starts investigating, that conversation doesn't bleed into another engineer's session. The execution environment, the context, intermediate state, all of it is scoped and contained. Bedrock Agent Core gives us that boundary out of the box. We didn't have to build a custom isolation layer, which would have been months of work and a significant operational surface to maintain. The second is memory. Canvas is able to learn about a customer's infrastructure and their alerts. Bedrock Agent Core's memory management handles the mechanics of how memories are stored and retrieved. For an investigative workflow, this matters enormously. An engineer asking, why did this spike happen at midnight? Doesn't want to remind an agent how production is configured. The agent should know that already. And the third is code interpreter. Canvas can generate and execute queries, synthesize results, reason across them. That execution needs to happen in a secure sandbox. Bedrock Agent Core's code interpreter gave us that sandbox, safe, isolated, and managed. What I want to highlight here is the pattern, not just the implementation details. When you're building an AI agent for a production use case, the temptation is to start from scratch and build every layer yourself. State management, memory, execution, isolation, all custom. We've seen teams do this. It takes a long time, it's fragile, and you end up maintaining infrastructure that's not your core competency. What we found with Bedrock Agent Core is that it handles the infrastructure concerns that are genuinely hard to get right, which freed us up to make Canvas an even better agent. Matthew, back to you.
Moses, that was great. I think it's so insightful to understand how companies like Honeycomb are building AI products and to really see how our partners' technology gets layered into how we think about building. And we don't just think about how we do that internally. We like to put our customers at the middle of that. How do we take our learnings and bring that to our customers who are also using Bedrock? What would a Bedrock integration look like on the customer side? So it's my pleasure to bring in another colleague, Andy, to talk about how this can impact our customers, not only with Bedrock Agent Core, but also our investment in open telemetry. So, Andy, excited to have you share that.
Thanks, Matthew. I want to zoom out for a moment and connect what Moses just described to what your teams can actually do with this today. We recently shipped our Bedrock Agent Core integration. It's publicly available right now in AWS Agent Core. What we built is a direct open telemetry pipeline from your agents running on Agent Core. No proprietary collector. We use a standard open telemetry exporter and pointed at Honeycomb. I am so excited for what our current and future customers can do with this integration. The reason it matters is what happens after the telemetry lands. Most observability tools can show you a trace, a log, or a metric. That's table stakes. Where Honeycomb is different is that we keep the full high cardinality detail of every span, every tool call, every model evocation, every conversation ID. and we let you ask questions you didn't think to ask in advance. Not just, here's a dashboard, but why is this specific tool call slow for this one user when it's fast for everyone else? You can't have predicted that question, but Honeycomb can answer it. That's what our agent timeline gives you. For agents built on Agent Core, you can see what your agent did, what was deployed, before and after, and how behavior changed, all in one view. OpenTelemetry is the connective tissue here. We built this on OTel with the GenAI semantic conventions so that you're not locked into a proprietary integration layer. If your team already uses OTel for your services, Agent Telemetry shows up right alongside them. Same pipeline. You're building on a foundation that's portable and vendor neutral. The Honeycomb integration with Bedrock Agent Core is available now. Matthew, back to you.
Andy, that was great. And Moses, thank you. What I want you to take from this segment is that Canvas is running on Bedrock Agent Core in production today. Our agent timeline is capturing that telemetry today. This is not a preview of where we're going. This is where Honeycomb is today. We want to share those same tools and knowledge that we use to build observability into our Agent Core production workloads with you in this integration. All right, let's keep building together.